Yo, 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 yo. It's all about that Doug life. Notice I did that backwards because I'm so smart. I am at my training grounds, Forest Park, Everett, Washington, 5 minutes from my house. This is where I do my training for hunting. And yes, I'm getting some weird looks from the parents while I'm videotaping the playground. Here comes Mr. Pedo. Anyway, so this place behind the tennis courts and children and playground has a 10 loop trail system. It's actually 13, but I made my own 10 because I didn't like going down this one area. So they actually they took away the map right here. I'm trying to hold the camera out because I know how annoying it is when it's bouncing. I don't know how I can get around that. Maybe I could get a drone that follows me. Oh, that'd be cool to get a drone. Different shots. Anyway, I take Corey here once a month because he ditches me all the other times. And he starts whining about, I'd like to do my hiking in, one complete loop. I don't like these repeat things. I'm trying to explain to him that we're in training. And he doesn't get it, but whatever. I've given up on trying to explain things to him. So, it doesn't have it here, but it has a map here. But basically, it's a series of... This is the big ass hill. I'll probably talk to you through the first loop. But it's basically a loop system through the woods. So this is 5 minutes from my house, and it's basically like you are in the mountains. So early on, I do 5 loops. And after a few times of doing 5 loops, I do the 10. And I don't know, maybe it's just my strength training, but I'm the most in shape 300-pound 50-year-old you'll ever find. I can, I don't know, my big ass or something, hamstrings, I can tackle these hills pretty well. I'm not saying that my cardio is any good, but for some reason the strength, doing these hills is doable, or maybe it's just that it's not that hard, who knows. Anyway, yeah, look how gorgeous this is. For those of you, I'm going to get a lot of laughs out of this one. For those of you that always, if you're out for a walk and you're like, take a deep breath and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so nice out. I feel so good. The reason why you feel so good being in the outdoors away from cities is you see these things in front of me called trees. Yeah, little 3rd grade science lesson. Well, these trees breathe, if you will, what we exhale, and that's CO2. Okay? And they exhale what we breathe in, oxygen. Imagine that. It's almost like some higher being planned that. Huh, imagine that. So, you literally have more oxygen in the woods to breathe. It's almost like having an oxygen tank with you. How cool is that? You learned something today. Anyway, I take my time. The cool thing about hunting, it's kind of like hiking. And as you saw from my videos, I do a lot of hiking with a gun versus hunting. But the cool thing about these videos, I don't know if holding this out is going to help at all with the bouncing. It's super annoying, I know. The cool thing about hunting and hiking, it's not like you're racing. There's actually a race. I don't know if they still do it, but I believe throughout the summer they have a race. People will race these loops for a contest. I think you get 30 minutes and you're trying to see how many loops you can finish. I actually did it one time. Oh boy. And that was before I found pot and got the munchies and put on 100 pounds. Anyway, I blame it when they made pot legal. So the only drawback, as you'll see here, which I'll probably pause it because you can't hear me. This is, I probably will stop talking, but you know me, maybe I will be talking. But this is trail 4, and we're on trail number 1, loop, if you will, loop 1. Loop number 1. So anyways, as I was saying, and I do this a lot, I apologize. I have a thought, then I get distracted with my ADHD. So when you're hiking and hunting, it's not a race. So it's okay to pause, catch your breath. That's why I like it. That's why you can, you know, I used to, believe it or not, I used to do crazy hikes in the mountains 20 years ago, 100 pounds ago. And so I've been hiking through these hills around here, these parts. And so it's one of my favorite hobbies, probably tied with weightlifting. That's one thing I'm still good at, is heavy weights. Maybe I should stop that, but oh well. There's a lot of things I should stop. Anyways, I'm going to sign off because of the traffic and catch you up after the road here. Adios. Okay, I passed the traffic area where you couldn't hear me. And now I am tackling the first hill, the big sled hill. I actually have, now that I think about it, I have to tell you some stories. So this is called Bum Hill. Okay, this is Bum Hill, which is trail number 2, Deucey Deuce. Okay, this is trail 1, see? Number 1. And so first of all, Bum Hill. So I've done this. This is one of my favorite areas. And in fact, I want some of my ashes to be buried or to be spread up there because I enjoy this park so much. Part of my ashes, I have to be buried up there. But the reason why this is called Bum Hill is my daughter Caitlin and I are hiking, right? I'll talk to you as I'm hiking. Or walking. We go up that hill, and I was practicing, okay, so this is early on in Doug life. I was practicing with my huge backpack, like, you know, one of those backpacks you would wear to go multi-day hiking. And I would put rocks in it. Okay, so I actually tweaked my knee doing that because I already have enough weight naturally. I don't need to add more backpack weight. That was so stupid. And so she had her phone. She had her phone in the back of my backpack. So she unzipped it to get a water bottle. And the phone dropped out. Well, we do all of our loops. We get to the car, and she's like, Dad, I can't find my phone. I can't find my phone. So I'm like, shoot. It must be back where you open it up to get the water bottle. So we go back to the hill. There's a homeless dude kind of camped off not camped, but he was just sitting there in the woods. And I go, excuse me, sir, did you happen to find a phone? And he holds it up. Oh, you mean this one? So we call that Bum Hill or Phone Hill, one of the two. Maybe we'll call it Phone Hill to be politically correct. How's that? Mom, is that better? Phone Hill? Okay, now this is Sled Hill. And I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations have passed. So I'm going to tell you where I can't get sued. So this is, as you can, it's starting to rain. Corey would be like, I'm done. I'm like, perfect. Just like it could be hunting. Practice like you play, baby. Anyway, so this is obviously a great sled hill. So I took Caitlin, Jesse, and Michael, and Little Caitlin, I believe. Caitlin James. Can you believe my stepdaughter and my daughter have the same name and the same spelling? That was interesting. So we take him on this hill. And as you can tell, there's a natural flow of where you would slide, right? Well, this kid starts walking straight up the hill. And it was Michael and Caitlin Hall. And they're going down the sled, they're going down the hill, and they just take this kid out. You know, it was an accident. And it's really the kid's fault because he's walking up this hill where there was a nice little path on the edge of the hill. I relate that to Trevor and his dad, Corey, not teaching his son how to properly hunt. And he shoots from the hip his first shot. Anyway, so now I've been in football, played football, and coached football for, 30 years, okay? So this is one of the biggest hits I've ever seen. I wouldn't have been surprised if his leg below his knee would have come detached from his body. This kid was, 7. The biggest hit ever. So to this day, I have to explain to Caitlin, it wasn't her fault because she was devastated by this hit. Anyways, I'm like, no. You can imagine me with my mouth open. I'm like, damn, nice shot, honey. Anyways, so that's called Sled Hill, or we'll call it Broken Knee. Broken Knee Hill right there, Broken Knee. Anyway, you can tell who's just new to Washington and people that grew up here. See the kids hanging out in the rain? They grew up here. Everybody else is transplants from California. Anyway, I'm taking a quick break because I had a little shart. I coughed and sharted, so I'm gonna go clean that up, and you probably don't want to have video of that, so I'm gonna take a little pause and see you back in about half an hour while I clean all that on my leg. All right, here we are, hill number 4. This one's the tough one. The sled hill is, by the way, I'm going to call this Ash Hill because the top of this one is where I want my ashes to be spread, Jesse and Caitlin. I don't know if I'm part billy goat, but sometimes it's easier for me to hike up hills than it is just walking. Like, I don't breathe this heavy. Isn't that weird? I don't know. But this is the only place on the 10 loops. This is the only place up top where I take a break. Unless I'm with Corey and I take like 8 breaks on this hill alone. So, as we keep on climbing, and again, this is 5 minutes from my house, right? How lucky am I? So as we keep climbing, we get to the spot right up here. Come on, you can do it. Oh my gosh. Woo! Here we are. So that isn't really official one of my loops. So I'm not sure if I want it here, my little bench here, or here. Looks like some homeless guy built a shelter. I really don't want a spot where homeless people shit on me. So, Caitlin, you have 4 corners. 1, and Jesse. 2, 3, 4. I'll let you pick. Also, I'll let you pick what goes on my bench. Like 2 for sharded here, or Big D for life. Big D for life. Or Doug life, or whatever you want. I'll let you pick it. I want a bench, and I want my ashes. I'll leave you $20 to do all that, Caitlin. You can pay for the rest. Anyway, I'm on hill number 4. I want to finish the rest. Adios.